There's an overload of information. What happens when you have an overload of information? You fry your receivers. This train wreck over here. This war over here. This motherfucker steals billions over here. This person gets murdered over here. This person kills. This person gets a boyfriend put in prison, right? So you have all these fucking verticals taking place simultaneously, hitting you all at once, and you think the world is melting. The Central Bank of Nigeria has said, hey, you know what? The currency that we utilize is no longer valid. We are introducing these CBDCs. So they did a recall. They sent out people to go to people's homes, go get all the cash. Why? Because 80% all of the transactions that were taking place in Nigeria were peer-to-peer cash transactions. So you have these transactions in cash. So you have all the Nigerian people hoarding all of their cash in their homes. So there is no Ponzi, there is no printing of money because the people are holding the money because they don't trust the banks. Now you have an election taking place. So they're using the entire political toolkit, and one of the political toolkits is money. So they're using money as one of these political tools to win elections. I might make a couple videos on dropshipping since I have experience in e-commerce and all this stuff, but I want to transcend the average tutorial video and thing. And there's plenty of people that already do it, so there's no need for it, right? That market has already been satisfied. I don't have to go and make another introductory course on dropshipping. That shit already exists. But what about all the other stuff that hasn't yet come into the market? What are all the solutions and answers that people are looking for that have yet to be answered? And I think I have a few of those. So ventured into the space over the last 6 months, grew a pretty large audience, 150K on YouTube in the last 3 months, traveled around the world, met with some dope people. Twitter blew up, Instagram blew up. And yeah, bro, honestly, just taking care of people and making sure that they're developing. I mean, numbers don't mean shit. Message. You know, my identity is not attached to subscribers, not to anything.
Or wealth.
My identity is attached.
That's a big one.
Yeah, I mean, bro, because here's the thing: all that shit is fleeting, right? Your followers are fleeting, fame is fleeting, money is fleeting, success is fleeting, accolades and the goodwill of others is fleeting. How people perceive you and all the compliments, all that shit is fleeting. So if you find your identity placed in materialistic things, in accolades and success, when you no longer have that, then you no longer have an identity. And that's when people have identity crisis, and you see all these people going into these weird groups in society because they have no identity. They don't know who they are. So they need to conform and mold into something. And it's those people that are the anomalies, the glitches in the matrix that I speak to, the people that are ready to be unplugged. It's not my job to do forceful shit. You know, I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not the loud guy. I'm not the guy that flexes. I just talk. And if people want to listen, so be it. And if it resonates, so be it. And if it doesn't, so be it as well. It's not a big deal.
I love that. I think that's a common comment that we got on the last one is a lot of people felt like you had some deep-rooted wisdom that they were really searching for. And I think that's exactly what you're, getting at. It's not necessarily showcasing the latest Facebook ad strategy, but rather a foundational piece in the puzzle that people are just fundamentally missing. So let me think about, what do you think now? Because last time we talked, again, everything was crashing, things were bad. And now we're kind of at a point where things are still kind of bad. Maybe looking up, maybe looking like they could go worse. What is your take on the current economic landscape, bro? Because, we got this war, we got just so many things going on. Everyone's confused and scared.
So first is understanding that as we enter, and we are already in it, but it's very, very new, the information era where there's an overload of information. What happens when you have an overload of information? You fry your receivers, right? So this train wreck over here, this war over here, this motherfucker steals billions over here, this person gets murdered over here, this person kills, this person frames her boyfriend, gets a boyfriend put in prison, right? So you have all these fucking verticals taking place simultaneously, hitting you all at once, and you think the world is melting. But it's not, right? It's not melting because shit is taking place all day, every day, all around the world. For example, today it is Thursday, February 16th, which is important that we mention the date because Nigeria had an issue, right, with the Nigerian Central Bank. And long story short, right, and it doesn't affect us what's taking place in Nigeria in any way, shape, or form, except potentially getting those emails from those princes, which now they don't have their wealth, right, obviously. So we're going to be getting those emails. But now we're in a situation whereby the Central Bank of Nigeria has said, hey, you know what? The currency that we utilize is no longer valid. We are introducing these CBDCs. So they did a recall. They sent out people to go to people's homes, go get all the cash. Why? Because 80% of all of the transactions that were taking place in Nigeria were peer-to-peer cash transactions. So you have these transactions in cash. So you have all the Nigerian people hoarding all of their cash in their homes. They're not utilizing the banks. Therefore, the banks can't do what? If you don't deposit the money into the bank can't fractionalize that money and turn the Ponzi on, right? So there is no Ponzi, there is no printing of money because the people are holding the money because they don't trust the banks, obviously. So now there's banks that are defaulting or not able to get customer funds out. There's a limit of like $55 or $45 a day in ATM withdrawals. The cash is no longer considered a legal tender, and they're trying to introduce a central bank digital currency and really pushing that all under the guise of we need everybody using financial services. We need everybody using our stuff. We need to make it accessible to everybody. Sure, 50% of people in Nigeria don't have a bank account, but that probably is an infrastructure issue and a reputational issue, right? And a good faith issue versus a CBDC versus having another currency. All the people want in Nigeria is a Venmo-like experience where they can move money from their bank to another person's bank. They don't want CBDCs. They don't fuck with it. They don't like it. They don't fuck with the central bank. They don't fuck with the government. Now you have an election taking place. So they're using, right, the entire political toolkit. And one of the political toolkits is money. So they're using money as one of these political tools to win elections.